Last week, I was sitting in class taking notes from my professor, and I randomly had this thought. That completely ruined the rest of my lecture. I made more money than this guy last year, and that's not even a flex. That's what made it uncomfortable. Because I'm 19 years old. I still live in a dorm. I still eat dining hall food. I still forget to do my laundry half the time. I still wake up 10 minutes before class and sprint across campus. But somehow, in 2025, I made over 6 figures, posting sports videos on the internet. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in this classroom, paying thousands of dollars to hopefully graduate one day, so I can get a job that pays less than what I'm already making right now. And ever since that realization, college hasn't felt the same. There was this one specific moment earlier this semester that made everything feel weird. I am sitting in my digital marketing class, which is literally my major, and my professor starts going over entry-level salaries after graduation. He puts this chart up on the board. $40,000, $45,000, maybe $50,000 if you're lucky. And everyone around me starts writing it down like this is the goal. Like this is what we're all here for. Like this is success. And I'm not judging them, because that used to be my plan too. But that same morning, before I walked into that class, I checked my YouTube dashboard and made over $1,200 the day before. From videos I made in my dorm room, on my laptop, at 2 a.m. No boss. No interview, no degree, just content. And that's when it hit me. I'm literally paying money to learn how to eventually earn less money. Now the first thing people say when they hear something like that is, oh, you just got lucky. No. I wish it was luck. Because luck would have been way easier than what actually happened. I've been trying to make YouTube work since I was like 12 years old. Gaming channels, sports edits, funny moments pages, motivation clips, reaction channels, commentary videos. I probably made 20 different channels that completely failed. I'm talking 10 views, 5 subscribers, uploading for months just to get absolutely nothing back. There were so many times where I thought, okay, this just isn't for me. But I kept trying because I saw other people doing it. And they weren't smarter than me. They didn't have better equipment. They didn't go to some special school for it. So what did they know that I didn't? Eventually, after years of posting random stuff that nobody cared about, I started noticing a pattern. The people who were actually growing weren't guessing. They weren't just posting whatever they felt like that day. They had a system. They understood what people already wanted to watch, and they gave it to them in a way that was more entertaining, more digestible, and easier to consume. So I stopped trying to be creative and started trying to be effective. I started studying short-form content like it was a class. YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels. I paid attention to what made people click, what made people keep watching, what made people rewatch, what made people share. And I realized something that changed everything for me. Social media is not about being original. It's about being valuable. I learned 3 main things: how to find topics people already care about, how to package those topics so people actually click, and how to keep retention high enough for the algorithm to push your content to more people. That's it. That's the whole game. And once you understand that, social media stops being luck and starts being a skill that you can practice, a skill that you can improve, a skill that can literally make you money while you sleep. But here's where it gets weird. Even after all that, even after making more money than I ever thought I would at 19, I'm still sitting in classrooms, still waking up for lectures, still doing assignments that have absolutely nothing to do with what's actually making me money, still taking tests that won't matter in 5 years. Because college is safe, it's predictable, it's what everyone expects you to do. You go to school, you get a degree, you get a job, you work your way up for 40 years, then maybe you retire. That's the system. But nobody talks about what happens when you start building something real before you graduate. Because now you're stuck between 2 paths, the safe one and the one that's already working. College teaches you how to follow systems, but running social media forced me to learn how to create value. I had to figure out how attention works, how storytelling works, how to keep people watching for more than 3 seconds, how to sell something without sounding like you're selling anything, how to stay consistent when nothing you post is getting views, how to deal with failure publicly, how to start over from zero again and again and again. That's a skill stack. And everything I used to make money this year came from testing content, watching analytics, and failing over and over again, not from a textbook. So, why am I still here? Honestly, I'm finishing this semester. It's already February. I've only got a couple of months left. And by the time summer hits, I want to see if my pages are still growing the way they are now. Because if they are, I am going to have a serious conversation with my parents about whether or not college even makes sense for me anymore. Because taking out more loans to learn things that are already outdated by the time I graduate doesn't seem worth it. If I already know what I want to do with my life. And I'm not saying college is useless. If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, you need it. But if you're here just because it's the default option, and you already have something working online, you should at least question it. Because once you build something yourself and see real results from it, it's really hard to go back to being capped by someone else's salary. So I don't know. Should I stay in college? Or should I drop out and focus on social media full time? Let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next one.